Okay, I'm not sure if this is live, if we're back online. But I've got a horrible feeling that I just did something that destroyed absolutely everything. I'm just hitting going live on the Instagram platform. This is a real shame. I want to laugh, but I don't want to, it's tragic, isn't it? Wow, back, says Addicted to Retro. What can I say? So what happened? Was it when I did the button thingy on the keyboard? Can you let me know? Did it go? Because I've been talking to myself for the last 5 minutes, not knowing that it had gone down. Can someone let me know when the show went down? Ponder. Was it when I did the hotkey to stop recording? It's obviously something dodgy with the hard drive, isn't it? But I can't say myself. Where are we? Haha, says Can't Ride. I'm back. So sorry, gang. Back now. Let me know on Instagram if you're receiving me now, if it's all in sync, if it's working. Maybe the soft drive is iffy, yeah. Soft drives, you mean hard drive? Oh, is that a joke? All got switched off. When you said you knew why it broke last week, what? When I did that, is that when it went off? You're back. Oh my God. When you said this is, I've got this if the stream goes down, roughly 7 minutes ago. Jesus, I've been talking to myself. I've been doing the stream, chatting away, news stories, everything. Have you not seen any of the stuff about, did you see the stuff about the Video Games Hall of Fame? And then was it halfway through that story? Can you let me know? You went down when you were explaining about not having downtime. Oh, I shouldn't laugh because you're all going to be so mad at me. I'm just doing my best, guys. I'm trying to make this work. I've only got like 17 gigs on the drive, which you'd think was all right. But like I said, the software will not allow me to not automatically record. So if someone wants to do a piece of work for me and look into this, look into whether Streamlabs, whether there's a way of turning off the fact that Streamlabs automatically records, that would be amazing. You need 100 gigs, says Derek. Jesus, really? I'm gonna have to ditch like major projects and stuff to do that. The comedy timing was amazing. Oh, mate, let's get a tune on the go. Look, I want to play my new tune because it'll get me in the mood. Just let me just do it. I love it. This Roxanne D-Train mix that we start at the start of the show. Should we pretend that the show's starting again? Let's do it. Let's get it going on. Oh no, hang on. We need to mix it. Hang on. Wait, hang on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah. I'm not sure where the mix is now. Wait. That's working, isn't it? That's in sync. So sorry, guys. Welcome to Wade the Exploding Show, where nothing works, but we have a load of fun. Who cares? I'm going to have to get on with it because I've now got no hard drive space in order to cope with any of the chaos. And Insta looks like it's going bonkers. Alright, there we go. Marvellous stuff. D-Train and the real Roxanne. I'll kind of try and finish that mix for next week, ladies and gentlemen, so that we can make some sense of that, make it into a proper chat. But for now, we'll go back to our normal playlist, which sits here. So I was telling you which titles are about to be inducted into the World Video Games Hall of Fame, and I should still have that up on my screen. Yeah, Asteroids Elite, Guitar Hero, Metroid Mist, Neopets, Resident Evil, SimCity, Tokimeki Memorial, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Ultima, I think that's the Ultima 1, and You Don't Know Jack. They are the choices that you have to make between now and the 21st of March for only 3 of those to go through. It's an important thing. They'll be inducted. That's it. They can't ever be uninducted, I guess, maybe. I'm going to take a plunge. I'm going for Elite. I'm going for David Braben. I'm keeping it UK. I'm keeping it patriotic, even though Metroid is amazing and Resident Evil is an absolute, in a class of its own. If you want to do that, it's the Museum of Play. I've already done this, but because you weren't live, you probably never saw it because I had no idea that you weren't live with me. I'm just going to go and add this there. There it is. There you go. You should be able to see that. Brilliant. Okay, Instagram's a little bit behind, but it's still going. Elite for you too, Ponder. Well done. SimCity. Which is Sarah's choice. Twitch buggered again here. No, you're kidding me. Twitch had a Twitter. Don't record the show. I missed all the drama by arriving late. Ray Daddy Writer, good to see you. Certainly did. Look, I'm not going to delay. I'm going to get on with it because if we are having issues with recording, then I'm going to need to try and wrap this show up within the next 40 minutes. Okay, PS5 Pro. There is a rumor. This was shared with me in chat by none other than Phil Hoy of In PS We Trust, the brilliant podcast that I was listening to a new episode of this week. And it's not confirmed, but it comes from a rather good source, he says, trying desperately to find the news story, that the PS5 is going to have an update, and it's quite considerable. Moore's Law is Dead, which is a site I've referenced multiple times for news stories in the past. He's not always right. It's a YouTube channel, but he has got a habit of getting in there early. He claims to have gotten access to a technical overview document for what's being called the PS5 Pro, codenamed Trinity. Love the Matrix reference. And now Tom Henderson at Insider Gaming reports that the leaked specifications are accurate and the console is currently set to release during the holiday 2024. So this Christmas we could have a PS5 with 67 teraflops of 16-bit floating point calculation power, which works out to around 33.5 teraflops of single precision compute. No one used to use the word compute until the last sort of 2 years, and now everyone uses the word compute. It's like when they talk about data now in the plural. They never used to do that. That reportedly works out as a 45% rendering performance improvement over the PS5. The existing PS5, for example, is 10.28 teraflops as opposed to 33. That looks like a 300% increase, but I'm no mathematician. The PS5 Pro may offer up to 3 times the ray tracing performance, as well as 4 times in some cases. Wow. The documents, which were reportedly posted to Sony's own developer portal, also mention PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, PSSR. And this is rumoured to use PlayStation machine learning, so they're getting a bit of AI in the house, for image upscaling that's similar to NVIDIA's DLSS, which is incredible. If you've got an NVIDIA card, it's even this whole DLSS thing, this upscaling technology, this is my understanding of it, is retroactive. So you could have like a 4-year-old NVIDIA card and get DLSS upscaling up to like 8K. So you could have an NVIDIA that you're only ever really using to play 1080p games on, right? At like 60 frames. And you could be getting the same amount of frames for like 4 to 8K with DLSS after the fact, thanks to this new machine learning thing that NVIDIA are doing. And what they're saying in this article from The Verge via YouTuber Moore's Law is Dead is that translates to a potential upscaling on the new PS5 Pro, rumoured, up to 8K resolution in future versions and will help improve ray tracing performance on the rumoured PS5 Pro hardware. 8K! Well, someone's got to sell 8K tellies because I can't see a reason for buying them. So there we go. I'm going to look in chat because you guys and girls have a habit of dropping information. Yes, it is the PS5 Pro, but it's only rumoured. FUAI, says Philip Hoy. That reminds me, actually, let's drop that because this here show has a sponsor. And that sponsor is Control AI Delete. That's right. Where the Exploding Show is sponsored by its own movie. So I've come up with a concept for a movie called Control AI Delete. It was called FUAI, hence chat's reference just there. And we're taking it to Kickstarter in the summer. It's a full-length movie. It's about a bunch of retro gamers that go to an expo, and while they're there, an AI is rolled out, and it turns everything to shit. So basically, the developed world is sent back into the Dark Ages, and the only people that can fight back against the chaos as the banks are ruined and no airplanes can fly and there's riots on the streets are this bunch of likeable retro geeky characters at an expo at a popular seaside British town with their 80s and 90s gaming computers. It's like a hacker movie circa 1985. War Games meets, I don't know, I've no idea. But that's Control AI Delete. If you want more information, then go along to the Discord, which I mentioned earlier. I'm not sure all that Discord stuff, whether you were still online, whether I was online then because of the technical error at the start of the show. But if not, then whack someone please put the link to the Discord into chat, because that's where we meet. We talk about games, we talk about TV, movies, music of the 80s and 90s, and all the content from this show. I repost the questions with answers if you've missed those, so you can check yourselves off. And I also talk about the movie, and it's going to be how I get the inertia going for Control AI Delete, hopefully going to Kickstarter this summer. Thanks for that aid memoir, Phil Hoy. And that is it. That is the news, ladies and gentlemen. That is what's been happening. Aside from that, hard drive troubles. I'll try and get that resolved by next week. But in case it's not obvious, with Gadget Show video podcast being dropped, and with 5 hours of live radio being recorded, the arrival of my brand new website, which is rather wonderful, which you're welcome to have a look at. That's www.jasonbradbury.com. I'm not advertising it. I'm not trying to push it. I'm just saying, with all that stuff going on, and various trips to the surgeon, I haven't had time to, defrag. Do you even defrag anymore? Is that even a thing on solid state drives? Who remembers defragging? I'll tell you what happened today. My mate Baz, I don't know if he's still in Instagram chat. I should give Instagram some love because I haven't said hello to him for a sec. Hello, Bello5, Exxon, X Leonidis, JRP Wills, M Coop, Jersey Cole, Raban Khan. Wow, you've all got such complicated names. B Poucher, Jack Sandstrom. There's an interesting, simple to pronounce name. Dave the Devilfish, I can pronounce that one too. Sea Spray Fistal, big up. Hey, I got that lovely video of you, of your lovely venue with the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, as I was eating me brekkie this morning. Thank you for favoriting that. That was on Instagram if you're interested, folks. That's Sea Spray, my favourite cafe. I forgot what I was talking about. I was talking about something, but it doesn't really matter because we've got so much to get on with. I'm just making sure I'm giving you some love in Instagram. Okay, cool. Back to chat. Yeah, defragging an SSD can actually damage it. You should only defrag an HDD. And we deal in acronyms on this show. I'll just warn you about that. Phil Hoy, do you even de-drag, bro? Defragging went the way of SCART cables, I think. I remember defragging in the 90s. I defragged my Apple Mac 2C, says Professor Giles, on a regular basis. The graphic of the lines cleaning up is so satisfying. Well, Professor Giles, you would know that. Why? Because you know all about design, don't you, my bro? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to I Love It, What Is It? This was sent to me this weekend. It is a beautiful book, all about the art of design, all about the stories, a series of essays detailing the stories of how some of the most iconic brands in the world were designed, why they were designed, what's simple, elegant, complex, lovable about them. There's a section here about McDonald's, which I thought was quite interesting. I've already perused the section on designing that iconic Metallica logo, and how a young chap, I'm guessing it was the designer, I didn't read on too far into it, his grandma went out of the room and it was like 10 o'clock at night, And, well, I'll read what it says, actually. I'll go back to it. Metallica comes on, and it just changes his world. Let's have a look. It said, when I was 9 years old, my grandmother left me on a Friday night in front of Channel 4 on British TV while she went to brush her teeth. It was around 10 p.m. The screen went dark, and the words, "We motherfuckers, we are Guns N' Roses," were announced. The intro to the band's song Night Train began, and my tiny young mind was blown. I know how that feels. And that's a story of what I'm guessing is one of the designers. First interaction with Metallica. Maybe you could say, Giles, in chat where that story goes. But there's loads of stories about iconic brands. I mean, that it doesn't get more iconic than that, does it? I mean, my God, it was so iconic. Warhol immortalized it and thus started an entire kind of chain reaction of people using everyday domestic design products that are memorable and turning them into art. I mean, look at that's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So it's called I Love It. What is it? It's a series of essays on international branding and brands that we know and love, put together by a bunch of people, but the one I'm bothered about is Giles Lingwood from the University of Lincoln. It's Professor Giles, ladies and gentlemen, one of our esteemed chatters, regularly in chat. Prof Giles, big up to you. Where can they find it? Can you get it on Amazon? Let us know. I love it. What is it? Thank you so much for the copy. I already perused many chapters, and I've only had it a day. Are you still talking about your hard drive? That worries me if you are, because that means we might not still be rolling. Are we still rolling? Are we still live in the house? Do let me know. Oh, yeah. He said, cheers, Jace, so that must mean that we're still live. All right, what time are we on? 36. Right, I reckon it's time for the quiz. What do you think? I think it is. Okay, Way of the Exploding quiz, ladies and gentlemen. Way of the Exploding quiz. It's the quiz section on Way of the Exploding show, which comes your way every Sunday, 9 p.m. And despite needing to defrag my hard drive, apparently, even though that's not a thing anymore, we are live. We're live at the moment, and I swear to God, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to get through this. Yeah, like, what's his name? He had his sister, didn't he? Daniel Bedingfield once said. Okay, right. Question number one. There's a picture, and here's the question. Good luck. Okay, name the movie from the bottom of the poster. Name the movie from the bottom of the poster. I'm just showing you the bottom of the poster, and I want you to name the movie that it represents. Is that the bottom of Blade Runner? Is that the bottom of the poster for Total Recall? Is it the bottom of the poster for The Matrix? Or is it the bottom of the poster for Johnny Mnemonic? Remember, in chat, you just put the answer. You don't say 1, 2, or 3, or 4. You don't sell it. You don't say things like, I know it's this because, or this is so easy, it's definitely this. Because that will then enable other people who aren't sure to go with you. And that doesn't work. You don't want to help your adversaries. Or maybe you do. It would be a kind gesture. But it doesn't work for everyone. So just name the answer. Just like Rob H., Phil Hoy, Kev Barnes, Ray Delawriter, Force Ghost Jeremy, Addicted to Retro, Derek, Ponder, Cloud Strife, and so many more have done. So many more. Can't Ride BMX, straight in there. Chris Pads, Professor Peterson, Big Tony, Chris, I've already said that. Briefcage, Shadow Boxes, Matthew's in there. Beautiful. Just let me know in chat. Let me know in chat on Insta if it's streaming okay, if it's all coming through okay. Okay, that's question number one. Moving on. There we go. Right, bit of music for you. Bit of music for you. I'm going to play this music to you, and then I'm going to bring up question number 2 while I play it. Name where this music is from. Blade Runner, Flashback, Doom, or Castlevania. Are you listening to the music from Blade Runner? It's not distorting. That is actually the, would it be 8-bit or 16-bit nature of the music. Is that a Blade Runner thing, a Flashback thing, a Doom thing, or a Castlevania thing? Insta's good, thank you. Iconic music. Beautiful sound. Haunting. Oh, that heartbeat. So simple and yet so effective. Okay, we're going to stop it now. Okay, there we go. That's question number 2. Name the music. Moving on to question number 3. Thank you for all your answers. Yo, Eco Kev, how's it going, bro? Over on X. Name the character you play in the game Flashback. Is it Conrad Hart? Is it Joanna Dark? Is it Conrad Black? Or is it Alex Vance? Which one of those names is the character that you empower with your, what would it be, gamepad or keyboard if you're on the, the Amiga? Conrad Hart, Joanna Dark, Conrad Black, or Alex Vance? Thank you, Eco Kev. We've got some Dooms in the house. We've got some Flashbacks. We've got some Blade Runners. A range of answers. So one of those characters belongs to a very famous game, which could or could not be the answer to the previous question. We don't know. Which one is it? Conrad Hart, Joanna Dark, Conrad Black, or Alex Vance? Okay, we're going to move on now. That's question number 3 finished with. We're going to move to question number 4. What is this 1984 film character Officer Larville Jones famous for? So what is Officer Larville Jones, who's a fictional movie character from a film in 1984, what's he famous for? Gadgets, being a talking dog, being scared, or vocal sound effects? Which one of those 4 things that someone would be famous for, a character in this case from a movie in 1984, which one of those is correct? Again, remember, don't embellish in chat. Don't use 1, 2, 3, or 4. Use whatever I've written, put it down. And don't give me any contextualizing information because it helps everyone else and that ruins the game. And I know a lot of you care about the game, as witnessed by how you slagged me off last week when the show went down and you weren't able to know what the final answers were, for which I can only apologize. But I think we've sussed it, haven't we? We know it's the hard drive because turning recording off, not streaming, but recording. And I can promise you that is a hotkey for recording only, because I recorded before I started to stream this evening. I recorded my camera's output, started and stopped it with the new hotkeys and thought, right, that'll do it. So I wasn't streaming. So it's not a streaming key that I hit. It's just that the hard drive, it's a bit iffy, isn't it? There's not enough room on it, and the connection between it and the streaming software is a bit iffy. But anyway, none of that matters. All that matters is that you've got your answers in for question number 4. Okay, cool. We are playing Way of the Exploding Quiz. We do this every Sunday. It's a quiz that covers predominantly the 80s and 90s, but can cover modern concepts related to those periods in time. I felt last week you all did very, very well, but I think, to be fair, my conclusion was, based on the fact that there were several 10 out of 10ers in Discord anyway, that it was possibly a bit too easy. So I've tightened up the questions this week. So don't feel bad if you don't do great. And here's a case in point. What was the bright orange button on the first generation Sony Walkman used for? Recording, hotline, playing, or turning on? Don't Google it. No googly schmoogling. Right? Don't GPT me. All right? Okay? It's only wet computers for the time being. Look, if I could get an AI to run this bad boy for me, I would. All right? I'd call it, I don't know, Sarah or something. Maybe you know, if there's an option for a sexy voice, I might go for that. But right now there is no GPT Jace, so don't you use one. Don't look up that Sony Walkman or any of their answers. Use this. Okay, lots of good answers coming in. Yeah, looking in chat, in Insta, many of you on board. You're only a couple of seconds behind the rest of the platforms. It seems that Twitch might be behind as well. That's a great question, says Professor Giles. I'll go for playing. Thank you for that. Who says I'm sexy, says Sarah. That wasn't... Sarah, I wasn't naming the AI after you intentionally, but maybe that's like a Freudian thing. I don't know. Okay, cool. Thank you, Gareth Ross. Good stuff. That's question number 5. We're halfway through, and it's 21:45. How about that? Right. Okay. Question number 6. We've got quite a few lyrical questions coming at you. I'm hoping that you can read the small writing. It's there vertical so that Insta can. Name the song We Are Programmed Just to Do Anything You Want Us To. Are those lyrics from We Are the Robots by Kraftwerk, Mr. Roboto by Styx, She Blinded Me with Science by Thomas Dolby, or Paranoid Android by Radiohead? I'm just going to switch over and see if I can see those that font on the Instagram feed. So the options are We Are the Robots, Kraftwerk, Mr. Roboto, Styx, She Blinded Me with Science, Thomas Dolby, or Paranoid Android by Radiohead. Yeah, I love that. Great question. We are programmed just to do anything you want us to. Question number 6 in tonight's Way of the Exploding quiz. We're now moving on to question number 7. How about this lyric? It's poetry in motion. She turned her tender eyes to me. Is that a lyric from Einstein A Go-Go from Landscape? Do you remember that tune? Jupiter Crash by The Cure. She Blinded Me with Science, again by Thomas Dolby. Or Rocket by Herbie Hancock. Well, I played Rocket by Herbie Hancock this weekend on Street Sounds Time Machine is my show. It's called the Street Sounds Time Machine. It's on every Friday between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. on Street Sounds Radio. If you're interested, you can get the app for Street Sounds Radio off the App Store, and you can play it off your phone. And it's 1 till 4 on a Friday. It's really good. And it's kind of themed around the idea that I'm driving around time in my DeLorean, choosing the best tracks. That's the idea. But I chose Herbie Hancock because one of the things that I do on the show is I talk about retro tech. A bit more generalised than I do on this show. We're quite specific. We're a bit more geeky on this show. But you're more knowledgeable than the Street Sounds general audience is. But what did I talk about this week? Oh yeah, I talked about the Walkman. That's where I got the question for this week from. I talked about the Walkman and what a revelation it was, 1979, with the beautiful metallic blue and silver, and then that shocking orange, which led to that question. There you go. It's all connected. Question number 7. Well done for your answers. Question number 8. Which famous 80s TV scientist featured in She Blinded Me with Science? So there was a music video, and there was also, obviously, this person's voice. They featured in She Blinded Me with Science by Thomas Dolby. Was it Raymond Baxter that featured in that song? Maggie Philbin? Patrick Moore? Or Magnus Pike? I'm very careful whenever I read these names to give you exactly the same expression every time. So there's no way of you knowing which one is the correct answer. So if you're looking for that, I've scuppered your plans. She blinded me with science. That might even be the line that this person says, actually. They feature vocally in the record and also on screen. Right, we're going to get a move on because I'm not sure if this hard drive shenanigans is going to cause a problem. And if and just one more. If I get to know your name. That's a lyric. If I get to know your name. Is that a lyric from You Spin Me Round by Dead or Alive? Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood? Tainted Love by Soft Cell? Or Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses? Someone in that band didn't like writing full words out. But that's great because it means I can fit it in the questions. If I get to know your name. If you know it, you're like, yeah, I know that. But if you don't, that lyric's going to sound well dodge. New tune coming at you, Cleopatra. Right. I can see that lots of you in Instaland are very confidently following up. B-side wins again. B-side wins again. Like the look of you, because you've got, that's someone on Instagram. You've got, is it like an old sort of 70s tabletop gaming machine as your profile picture? Let me know if you have. Okay, what was that? Question number 9. Okay, cool. And then question number 10 has got an image and a question. Can you name the game associated with this altered box art? F-Zero, Wipeout, Stun Runner, or Descent? I've messed with the game art box quite a lot in Photoshop. And the question is, which of those titles do you think it is? Remember, don't embellish your answer. Just give us your answer. Even though you're full of enthusiasm, I'm guessing, for some of these questions, don't go over the top because you'll only give it away. And you'll ruin it for yourselves. Can you name the game art associated with this messed up image on screen right now? I'm just going to look on Insta and see what it looks like because it's rather small on the widescreen to get the whole box art in at to make it quite thin. F-Zero, Wipeout, Stun Runner, or Descent? What are we looking at? Pretty iconic. Well, I ain't going to jinx it. But ignoring the fact that we messed up the first 10 minutes, or I messed up the first 10 minutes. I mean, not that I'm really aware of my role in all of the chaos, but we're doing quite well. As long as we've got hard drive space enough. I did delete the previous 10 minutes, by the way, during the downtime. But don't go thinking, I've caused this problem because I don't have enough hard drive space. I do. I have way more hard drive space than the file size of a 1 hour show, but it feels like it gets to a critical point where if it's in 10 or 20%, it just gives up the ghost. All right, question number 10. There we go. Well done, team. That is the last question in Way of the Exploding quiz, which is absolutely marvellous. Thank you so much. If you're new, I hope that was a fun quiz. If you've just joined, just go with the flow. Check out the answers in a minute and you can join us next week. We did the quiz same place, same time, every week, 9 p.m. every Sunday. So let's go through the answers. Question number 1. What was the question? Here we go. And what I want you to do is I want you to follow up by going, how do we do this? 1 out of 1 it would be. That would, if you get it right, 1 out of 1. 1/1. And then we're on to the next one. You might be like 1 out of 2 because you got question number 2 wrong, for example. And then we can build the tension in chat. Okay, here we go. Question number 1. The question was, name the movie from the bottom of the poster. And that was the bottom of the poster that we were looking at. I'm just bringing a tune. And the answer is, of course, it's The Matrix, even though I've given you it without the Matrix title on because I kind of forgot that I'd taken that off. Okay, so if you got that right, congratulations to you. 1 out of 1 for Derek, Philip Hoy, Addicted to Retro, Sarah, Ray Daily Writer, Kev Barnes, and Cloud Strife 37. Force Ghost Jeremy, 1 out of 1 for so many people. Rob got 1 out of 1 as well. So did Dave the Devilfish over on Insta. Can't Ride BMX 2. Chris Pabs got it right. Good stuff. James Cooper, how you doing, buddy? Great to see you, man. I was looking out for one of your colleagues who was doing a virtual studio tour at Lincoln University TV department. I was messaging him, I think, on Instagram. I don't know if I know on LinkedIn. Not sure if he even knows who I am or if he replied, but I did. Look like you're having loads of fun over there. They do some great work. Everyone else in chat over at the University of Lincoln in the sort of TV and film production department, including Virtual Studio, which I'm really into. That's how they do The Mandalorian, you know, with the big screens and the use of is it Unreal Engine, Jem Cooper. Good stuff. Right, well done. Question number 1 is out and done and finished and over. Let's have a look. How am I doing it? There we go. Right. Question number 2. The music. This music, the question was, where's it from? The answer is Flashback. If you said Flashback, you got it right. Hey, Andrew G. Morris, how you doing, brother? You got a movie question, Philip Hoy. Congratulations, bro. Woo! It's Flashback. Your little character there waiting to grab onto a rail and pull himself up and run along and put his gun out. Delphine Software. I'm guessing they're French developers. Incredible. And they also developed Another World, didn't they? I almost gave it away, didn't I? Because that 16-bit grunginess to the beat made Blade Runner less likely. There you go. Moving over to Can't Ride BMX. 0 out of 1. I thought you got 1 out of 1 the first time, bro. Chris Spatz, 1 out of 2. Dave the Devilfish, 1 out of 2. I am Stevie Barr. Good to see you, bro. We're just reading out the answers to our questions. That was question number 2. Well done. Question number 3. Let's give it a go. Name the character you play in Flashback. Mindful of aforementioned technical issues, we'll get straight to the point. It wasn't Joanna Dark, it wasn't Conrad Black or Alex Vance, it was Conrad Hart is the guy, the aforementioned guy with a gun and the ability to jump and grab things and pull himself up, which felt so advanced back then in the day. So advanced. Brilliant stuff. Hang on, I can bring my music back in. There we go. Good stuff. Well done, team. Question number 4 was, what is the 1984 film character, Officer Larvell Jones, famous for? What's he famous for? Gadgets? Is he famous for being a talking dog? Is he famous for being... I've written scarred. It was meant to be scared. We can go with scarred if you like. Doesn't really matter because the actual answer is vocal effects. And let me show you what I mean. It was this guy. What's his name again? Michael... His name's Michael Wilmslow. Michael Wilmslow, I think his name is, the actor. That's right, radio writer. I worked with Michael Wilmslow. Can you believe that we flew him over from America and we had him as a guest on one of the Gadget Show Lives? And it was in London at the Excel Centre. And I spent 2 weeks or 10 days with Michael, hanging out with him, getting him to do beatbox and sound effects and stuff. And he would come out and do a kind of chat about what it was like being in Hollywood and doing sound effects, almost like a little stand-up act for about 10 minutes as one of the acts on the Gadget Show Live stage with me and Pollyanna. Amazing. What about that from memory? Incredible stuff. Right, there you go. Well done if you got that right. Question number 4. Question number 5 coming up. Well done, Instagram. Just having a quick look. 0 out of 4 can't ride BMX. You're kidding me. I'm surprised. Admirations D. Good to see you. Quick Cuffs. Lucky boy. Just joined. What was the bright orange button on the first generation Sony Walkman used for? Recording, hotline, playing, or turning on? Well, one of you asked in chat, remember, I don't even know what hotline is. Hotline made use of the fact that the first generation Walkman had 2 headphones with orange foam cups. And the hotline enabled you to talk to each other through the headphones. How cool is that? And that's the answer. The answer was hotline. 5 out of 5 for Ken Barnes. Question number 6, name the song. We are programmed just to do anything you want us to. It's Kraftwerk, ladies and gentlemen. That's a Kraftwerk line. We are the robots. Not Mr. Roboto or She Blinded Me with Science by Thomas Dolby or Paranoid Android from Radiohead, but we are the robots. And yes, there was a robotic theme there. They're all songs about robots. 6 out of 6 for Force Ghost Jeremy. 4 out of 6 for Addicted to Retro. 1 out of 5 for Professor Charles. Even though we've read 6. Ray Daily Writer, I've already said that. 6 out of 6. 2 out of 6 for Philip Hoy. 4 out of 6 for Rob H. And then jumping over, we've got 1 out of 6 for Can't Ride BMX. Well done, bro. Dave the Devilfish, 4 out of 6. Wayne Joycey just joined over on Instagram. And Chris Pabs, that's hard to say, 4 out of 5. Okay, well, we've done 6 so far, right? Question number 7. How about this lyric? It's poetry in motion. She turned her tender eyes to me. It's poetry in motion. She turned her tender eyes to me. Do you remember that? As deep as any ocean and then any harmony. She blinded me with science. And then, yeah, there you go. She blinded me with science. Thomas Dolby is the correct answer. Although Einstein A Go-Go is awesome. Anything by The Cure rocks my world. And of course, well, you know I love Rocket by Herbie Hancock. No, it's She Blinded Me with Science. 7 out of 7. Radio Demorito. Addicted to Retro 2. Force Ghost Jeremy. Derek's getting 5 out of 7. Kev Barnes steaming in with 7 out of 7. 5 out of 7 for Clown Strife 37. 4 out of 7 for Chris Paps. Devilfish 2. 4 out of 5 for Chris Paps earlier. Oh, no, you've just updated it. I see. Leighton, good to see you. Thanks for joining. And Jock AFC. Johnny Fox D. Loads of people just keep dropping in to Insta and then I'm guessing just run off thinking, what the hell's this? That's question number 7. Well done. Almost there. Are we going to make it without the software shutting me down? Question number 8. Which famous 80s TV scientist features in She Blinded Me with Science and said, she blinded me with science? Was it Raymond Baxter, Maggie Philbin, both presenters of Tomorrow's World, in case you didn't notice, Patrick Moore, him of The Sky at Night, and Games Master fame, and also subject to one of the questions from a couple of weeks ago on this here show, which is, if you've just joined, is called Wave the Exploding Show, and happens every Sunday at 9 p.m. Or was it Magnus Pyke? Of course it was. It was Magnus Pyke. He was a famous... well, he was actually a nutritional scientist. Did you know that? His nutrition was his thing. But he was used, I think possibly by the BBC, as a boffin and became very famous on television. And he was used by Thomas Dolby for that fantastic song, She Blinded Me with Science. There is a live performance from a couple of years ago on YouTube of Thomas Dolby doing that song. And he sings it so well, so good, live, with all the synths. Brilliant. That was question number 8, wasn't it? Yeah. Question number 9. Here we go. Question number 9. Just one more lyric. And if I get to know your name. What if I was to do it like this? And if I get to know your name. Was it Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Tainted Love Soft Cell, or Sweet Child O' Mine by Guns N' Roses? No, it was You Spin Me Round. Right Round by Dead Alive. I know loads of you got that. 9 out of 9 for Ken Barnes. We're steaming towards a final with several 10 out of 10ers. Ray Daly Writer, are you going to make it? 8 out of 9 for Ponder. Great. No need to not be proud of that, my friend. Or indeed Cloud Strife at 7 out of 9. Great scores. Science, says Ray Daly Writer. 6 out of 9 for Rob H. 5 out of 9 for Dave the Devilfish. Well done, Johnny D. Fox. You're a bit late, but well done. We're reading out the answers. We've already asked the question earlier. Glenn Evans, Geeky Woody, good to see you too. Can't Ride BMX. You do not need to educate yourself. Just ride your bike. That's what you do best. Can't Ride BMX. 4 out of 9 for Phil Hoy. Well done, bro. Well done, bro. Okay. This is what I asked you. Come on, you know the answer to this. What's the game art here? What is the game art? We've been rocking with no music for the last few minutes. I'm so excited I missed it. Is that the box art to F-Zero, Wipeout, Stun Runner, or Descent? Oh, come on, guys. You know the answer. The answer is... Hang on. What am I doing here? Hang on. Oh, for some reason it won't come up. Yeah, there it is. What am I doing? It was there all along. The answer is Wipeout. And there is the graphic. That stunning graphic. For one of the most iconic games ever on the PlayStation. I mean, I think that was probably that and Ridge Racer, maybe. Gran Turismo. But that was probably the first game I really got just mind blown about. I think Ridge Racer probably was the first, but Wipeout, it just felt like the music. It felt like the movies, and it felt like the games of that period. Consolidated in such a beautiful offering. Incredible stuff. An iconic cover for one of the most iconic games of all times. Give yourselves an extra round of applause if you got that right. We now jump to the final scores. 6 out of 10 for Rob H. Gareth Ross UK, did you wipe out or did you get 10 out of 10? Got that one, says Philip Poy. Winner chicken dinner flukes. I need to see 10 out of 10. I need to see it. Kev Barnes is there. That's the only one I can see so far. Can I have any advance on Ray Daly Writer? 10 out of 10, a perfect score. 10 out of 10, a perfect score. Kev Barnes and Ray Daly Writer. Give me some love in chat. If any of you others got 10 out of 10. Losers t-shirt in the post. That's what Can't Ride BMX wants. I'm very chuffed that we've got to 4 minutes past 10. And for some reason that only the streaming gods have the answer to. We're still streaming, folks. Way of the Exploding Show is still on the air. It's all working, and I'm hugely grateful to that. I'm also hugely grateful to all of you, especially the ones that started the show and came back. I can only apologise. I didn't even know you'd gone. I was chatting to myself, but there you go. They say it's the first sign of madness. There's been many more signs besides that, so let's not worry about it. I was chatting away to myself. I'm so pleased you came back. It's been absolutely brilliant. So get in the Discord. I'll just whack that into Instagram one more time. If you could put it into chat on some of the other platforms, I would really, really appreciate it, folks. Because Discord, can't talk and type at the same time, is how we converse. We talk about the scores that we wish that we'd got during the quiz. We talk about quiz concepts for the next week, retro news items that I might want to cover, and we also talk about Control AI Delete, which of course, as you know, is the show that sponsors this broadcast. Let me just find Instagram. I'm just going to pop that into chat, and that will be my final act, ladies and gentlemen. That's it for Way of the Exploding Show. It's been loads and loads of fun. I will see many of you in Discord, but if not, I'll see you here, same place, same time, for more Way of the Exploding Show antics next Sunday, 9 p.m.